Hi everyone, it's Dr. Brad Meyer from Stephen F. Austin State University, where I'm the Associate Professor of Percussion. The next tip I have about the two-mallet TMEA etude for this year is going to be a two-parter. It's going to be on trills and then on double stop rolls. So the arranger of this book has made it clear that all the trills should start on the upper neighbor tone. So right now we're playing in the key of A major, which has 3 sharps. And so, for example, in measure 24, we have a D sharp trill. And so that trill is going to be going between the E natural and the D sharp, because those two notes are in the scale. We've got the D sharp marked, and then obviously the upper neighbor is going to be the next note up in A major, which is going to be E natural. And so when I'm thinking about the trills, I want to start on that upper note, which is the E, and then trill down to that D sharp, and that should sound like this. And again, just like any roll, we want to make sure that our trills aren't crazy fast, but that they're also enough to make sure that we're getting that ornamentation in there, because the tempo on this is a little bit on the quicker side. Next, I want to talk about double stop rolls. Now, this is something that I learned a while ago from a great teacher in a clinic at PASIC. Make sure that we're all going to PASIC because it's a great convention. But when we have double stop rolls, triple stop rolls, quad stop rolls, anything, it's really important that we start all the notes together so that we, first of all, get the harmony, we get the chord in our ear, and secondly, by starting together all the notes, we're actually getting the articulation, the rhythm. Because a lot of people, when they roll a double stop, will start with one hand, usually the right hand, because most of us are right-handed, and when that second note, the lower note of the two-note roll, or left hand of a 3 or 4 note roll comes in, it kind of sounds like a hiccup, kind of like a little hiccup in the rhythm. And so instead, like on measure 25, where I've got a G sharp and an E, I want to strike both notes at the same time and then start rolling immediately. I prefer starting on the lower note because it's a little warmer and darker to get that roll sustained, versus what a lot of people do, where if they have those two notes, they'll just start rolling on that top note and then that lower note is coming in afterwards. So here's the way that I recommend, which is a double stop on the beginning, not an accent, just a double stop at the written dynamic, and then making sure to roll after that, which will sound like this. Versus having just the right hand start and then the left hand coming in afterwards, which kind of almost gives it a rhythmic hiccup, which sounds like this. This is something I don't recommend. So that's a preference of mine, but I think it can also really help solidify that sense of rhythm and time in your playing by hitting those 2, 3, 4 note chords, whatever the piece requires for you to hit, by hitting them all together at the written dynamic, again, no accent, and then sustaining the roll by starting then rolling with the lower note. I hope that helps, and best of luck on your audition.